Alright, hi everyone. So we just wrapped up term 2 here at my school, and as I was entering all the kids' grades into the system, I realized that I never took any time to show you how I create gradebooks on my iPad. It's really simple. I use the Numbers app, which is the same app I use for lesson planning. I blogged about that a few months back. So yeah, I'm going to show you how you can create a gradebook. It takes just a few minutes. It's really easy to set up, and it's really easy to use. So I'm going to open up Numbers here. And once I'm inside Numbers, I'm going to create a new spreadsheet. We're just going to click on blank. There. So now I'm in my spreadsheet. I have my tabs up here. My first tab, I always call it grades. So I'm just going to double click here and call that grades. And in this tab, I'm going to put down all of the grades that my kids get for all the different units we do throughout the school year. Now with this table, I don't need this table being this big, so I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller here. How about like that? And there we go. Okay, and one thing that's really important is you need to name your table. So to do that, just select a table, go into the inspector, under table, click on table options, and then just click to turn the table name on. Once the table name's on, I always name that table whatever unit is we're doing. So for example, here I'll write down a basketball. There we go. So this is my basketball unit table. Once I've done that, I'm going to name my columns. So my first column here is just student names, so name. My second column will be for my evaluation criteria. So I always have my evaluation criteria, which take up between 3 to 5 columns usually. And then I'll have one column for grade and one column for comments. So just because this is an example here, I'm going to say my evaluation criteria are plans. I think I wrote plans. There we go. Yeah. Plans, performs, and reflects. Let's say those are my example criteria here. Then I'll have a column for grades, and then one for comments. So that's our table starting to take shape here. I'm just going to resize it so it's a little bit bigger. Okay. Now, once this is done, what I want to do is I want to format each of these cells because the cells are going to have different formats. For the name cell, it's all text, so here I can write down a few student names. Say Joey, James, Jesse, Louis. Alright, just some names off the top of my head. Then I'm going to select all of the evaluation criteria cells. So for these 3 columns here, I'm going to click on Inspector, I'm going to click on Format, and then I'm going to click Star Rating. I use a star rating, I'll explain that in just a few seconds. For the grades column, I'm going to make sure that that is a number format. And then for comments, I want it to be text. So again, Inspector, Text. I'm going to click on Cells, and I'm going to turn Wrap in Text off. That's just because when you wrap the text in the cells, your table will become really big, and if you have multiple units throughout the year, multiple tables on the spreadsheet, it just makes your spreadsheet really long for no reason, because you never really read the comments here anyways. Well, at least I don't. Alright, so now I have my my gradebook table. So this is my first table for my basketball unit. Now when I'm looking at this, I can look at it this way for a table and see all the students. But a much better way to look at a table on the iPad in Numbers is through a form. So once you've named the table, if you click the plus sign, it'll give you 2 options, either new sheet or new form. I'm going to click new form, and then it's going to ask me to choose a table. Now here it only says basketball unit because that's the only table I created in the spreadsheet, but usually it will show you every unit that you've added to that original tab. But here I have basketball unit, so I'm just going to click on basketball unit. And now we have a form. So in this form, what it does is it takes all the information from the rows and turns them each into their own form. So here we have Joey's form, which was the header row, so Joey was for the student name. Then you have plans, performs, reflects, and these are all star rating sliders that you can just slide across, and you can give the student a rating out of 5 for each criteria. And then I also have grades and comments. I can skip to another student by clicking on the arrow button here, or if I have a lot of students, I can just scroll down on the side here and it'll scroll through all my students. So let's say I'm evaluating Joey, and I'll have Joey, let's say he meets 3 of the 5 criteria for the plan's evaluation criteria. So I'll give him 3 stars. Let's say for performance he gets 4, and then for reflects, so I'll just give him 2. On a separate document, I'll have my evaluation key, so it will tell me like X amount of stars equals whatever grade. So let's say Joey here got a 77 grade. And in the comments, I can actually leave some comments, and I can do this throughout the term. So often when I'm assessing my students, I'll be changing their star rating around depending on what I'm observing in class. But for comments, let's say Joey here just got 2 stars for reflex. So let's say did not complete reflection form. So I'm just going to leave that comment for me. So if ever Joey's parents want to come see me and ask me why he only got a 77 in phys ed, I could pull up his form, I could show him exactly where he earned and lost points, show him his grade, and then show any comments that are associated to that evaluation in that unit. What's really cool is that whenever you update something in a form, if you go back to your table, you'll see that the Joey row here is updated with the information from the form. And if you're using numbers on your Mac, so on my MacBook or on my Mac Mini, I connect this numbers through iCloud, so it syncs to my computers. I don't have to retype anything in, and it's really great. So that's it. It takes just a few minutes to set yourself up. It's really easy to use, and I use it all the time. But if you have any questions or any comments or anything you'd like to say, feel free to share in the comments below. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching.